So, Cancer, welcome to your yearly 2021 forecast. I'm going to start off by telling you some of the ephemera transits of planets that will be occurring in your sign this coming up year in 2021. I'm not going to tell you about the sun because obviously you're going to know when the sun is in your sign. It's going to be your birthday. But I am going to tell you about the moon. Now, the moon is only going to have, so it'll be in your sign a lot over the course of the year, but you're only going to have one new moon, and that's going to be on July 9th. You don't even have a full moon this year, which is crazy. Aquarius stole your full moon. Mars is going to be in your sign from April 24th until June 11th. 11th. That's a very fiery energy. It's kind of antithetical to your energy, Cancer, so just be really gentle on yourself during this time. You might feel more angry or upset than usual. Venus is going to be in your sign June 3rd through the 27th. And that's, a really warm, cozy, friendly sort of an energy. Good for relationships. Like Mars being in your sign could be good for doing projects. If you have projects that you want to get started, that would be a good time to do that. And then Mercury is going to be in your sign from July 12th through the 28th. And Mercury, of course, is communication and short distance travel, things like that. start in the month of January. We have first the North Node, which is about your life's purpose. So I think that in January, some of these issues might be coming up for you. We have the Four of Cups, which is all about having a bunch of options and not having chosen one yet. The Four of Wands, which is about happy endings to some extent, though not a total completion. Fours are one kind of completion. So, the Four of Cups and the Four of Wands, I feel like, is kind of a dichotomy that you might be experiencing in January, where you very much are exploring different options for your life's purpose, but you also are in a very comfortable place, probably. We have the Hierophant, and again, the Hierophant is all about preserving the status quo, and can be about marriage, but it doesn't have to be. It can also be about spiritual leadership of others. Yeah, we have the Nine of Cups, and that's also a completion. So this is about wish fulfillment and all your dreams coming true. We have the Ace of Swords, and the Ace of Swords bespeaks change. Bespeaks. So it continues that idea of the dichotomy between the Four of Cups and the Four of Wands. You have the option now to affect real and positive change in your life, but things are already really good, so I think it's kind of a toss-up. And then finally, for January, we have the Two of Cups, and this could be about a partnership. The card being reversed, it could be trouble in a relationship, but it could also be a relationship coming in the future, or thinking about a relationship from the past. Probably because we're just in January now, it would be about a relationship in the future. Let's talk about February. You have the card of Leo. So if you have a Leo in your chart, think about that. But also, Leo is like a creative, passionate energy, a playful energy. And it can have to do with children as well. So if you have kids, it might have to do with that. And so for February, where you have Valentine's Day, if you're into Valentine's Day, it would be a good energy for that. We do have the Five of Pentacles coming out, so it's possible that you got to a point with everything that you had going on in 2020 and into 2021. Like in January, you wrapped up a lot of things, and then in February, you kind of feel like you've been left out in the cold for some reason. We have the Two of Pentacles, which is about a balance. The Queen of Swords, the Queen of Swords. This could be a air sign. Could be a Gemini, doesn't have to be a woman. Queen of Swords is water of air. All the queens are water energy. And so, could be somebody who's just very, emotionally logical. And it could be you being emotionally logical in the month of February as well. We have the Four of Swords, which is a period of rest. The Six of Swords can be about moving or an exodus of some kind, leaving a place. And then the Prince of Chalices, and this probably is you. And that's right underneath that Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords could be somebody that you were involved with or that you are involved with. And again, it doesn't have to be a man and a woman in a relationship. It could be, it's just those energies. And I'm getting more relationship energy out of this because of some of the cards that have come out, like the Four of Wands and the Two of Cups. But it could be somebody that you're involved with in a business venture as well. Here in March, we're starting out with this card for Mercury retrograde. Now, Mercury retrograde is a transit that is much maligned, and people like to blame it for all kinds of different stuff, but honestly, Mercury retrogrades are just periods in which you should be revisiting lots of things involving communication, shipping, short distance travel, things like that. Anything that needs to be revisited as far as that is concerned during that time, that's when those things get kind of worked through. Now, it's not necessarily that you're going to be the one working through the issue. So, for example, if somebody's supply chain is messed up, you might feel the effects of that during Mercury retrograde, but it's not really because you have something to work through. Obviously, that's a them problem, not a you problem. So it can still cause frustration for people, even if they're not the ones being directly affected, even when it's indirectly affecting them. We have the Queen of Cups coming out. Now, this could also be your energy, or it could be a passionate, maternal type of person. Again, doesn't have to be a woman. Queen of Cups is water of water, so somebody who's very deep into the water energy. Could be a Pisces, possibly, but it could also be you, Cancer. We have the Eight of Cups, and we have the Six of Swords in February, and we have the Eight of Cups here in March, and that definitely speaks to some kind of departure, some kind of move that you will be making away from something. We have the Emperor coming out as well. Emperor is law and order and gravitas. So somebody who's got a very structured existence and can help to structure the existences of others. We have the Nine of Wands, and again, this is about holding down the fort somehow. It could be tied into that Emperor energy, and because it's Mercury retrograde, it could be that there is something communication-wise that you're revisiting during that time that is putting up barriers for you to protect you. We have the Hierophant, but this time coming out in the reverse. Sometimes that is referring to a divorce, but it could also be not taking the moral high ground when you have the opportunity. This could also be speaking to a future marriage. We have the Seven of Pentacles coming out too, and I call this the Quit Your Job card because I feel like capitalism is a sham. The setup. But enough about me. It's also a card talking about an excessive amount of hard work required for a payoff. So, not necessarily that something is a bad idea, but it might take a lot of effort to get a project off the ground. Let's look at your April. So coming out for April, we have the ninth house. The ninth house, it says faith on the card, but it is also about things that elevate you. So we have both of the Hierophants have come out in this reading. And I wouldn't be surprised to see some Hermits coming out too. The Hierophants aren't strictly like elevating energy, but there is an aspect of that there because they are spiritual leaders. Also look at where your ninth house is. Some of you might have a ninth house with Aries or Taurus in it. So look into that as well. We have the Seven of Wands here in the reverse. So it's possible that you've come through a lot of conflict to get to the point that you are at now. Seven of Wands is having to fight things off from all sides, and this card is showing up in the reverse, which means that that's not something that's currently happening, but it could be happening it could be something that happened in the past, or it could be something that's happening in the future. We have the Queen of Wands coming out now, so we have this we have the Queen of Swords, which is kind of an emotionally logical energy. We have the Queen of Cups, which is more like an emotionally warm and flowing kind of love energy. And now we have this Queen of Wands showing up in the reverse. This could be somebody who's catty, could be a gossip, could be a fire sign. It could be somebody who is coming in the future, but because she's coming out with this Seven of Wands energy, it could be somebody who is causing others to attack you as well. But we do have the Empress card coming out with that, and that is a divine feminine energy. So it's possible that you've gone through a lot of attacks in the past, and this Queen of Wands is somebody who's going to come in the future and bring this divine feminine energy into your life. And that would go along with things that you're doing to elevate yourself, in that maybe because you are going through this process, it's attracting new people into your life. It's pushing people out of your life who don't belong there, and it's drawing people into your life who are going to be good for you. We have the Prince of Swords in the reverse. Now, the Prince of Swords is air of air energy. Air of air, air of air, air of air. A very, it could be like Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, for sure. It could be somebody like that. But it can also be this swift-moving communication that could cut very deeply, like a real cold wind. Something like that. Ideological differences, possibly. We have the we have the Prince of Swords, and now we have the Knight of Pentacles coming out. Pentacles is money action, money movement, probably in your favor. So again, things that you're doing to elevate yourself. And the Five of Swords in the reverse. This is about a decisive victory, and whether or not you were the victor, it would have cost you possibly an alliance or a friendship. Now, this could very well have to do with the Seven of Wands, and it very well could have to do with this Queen of Wands energy as well. But again, the circumstances are going to be different for everyone because it's a general reading for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Alright, so now we're into May. Let's look at what could be going on for you in the month of May. We have your house, the 4th house, coming out. It says roots, but it's also about your home life. And some of you might have Taurus or Gemini in your 4th house. King of Cups is coming out in the reverse. That's probably you, because it's got the, again, he's got the crab on his lapel there. And so if you were the Queen of Cups back here, then this King of Cups energy is coming out in the reverse. It's usually a paternal, kind of very family man energy, but it's coming out in the reverse here. There could be like some strongly hurt feelings going on with you right now in May regarding your home life. And we have the Devil in the reverse coming out, and that can be about things in your life that control you, whether it's vices or anything can be a vice. I mean, I remember when that internet game Farmville was really big and people were obsessed with it. Candy Crush, all of those things, people managed to ruin their lives over these silliest things. And so it doesn't even have to be drugs or alcohol for it to be super destructive in your life. Whatever this represents, it's something that is in May probably winning the battle for your soul. We have the Nine of Wands coming out again, but this time in the reverse. And because we have the Devil in the reverse here too, I think that it's about letting your guard down when you need to be more vigilant than ever. And as a matter of fact, the next card that comes out is the Eight of Pentacles, and in the Initiatory Tarot of the Golden Dawn deck, this card is about avoiding clear and present danger. You can see she's about to step on this snake and notices just in time. Because we have the Nine of Pentacles coming out too. The Nine of Pentacles is about success. It's about establishment. It is one form of completion. The Nine of Pentacles is a successful, happy, affluent life, representative of that. And then finally we have the Hanged Man, and this can be about a sacrifice that you need to make for your own betterment or the betterment of others, and that could have to do with that Nine of Pentacles being the sacrifice, sacrificing your security to avoid this danger at home. It seems like there's some kind of emotional turmoil going on in a romantic relationship in the first part of 2021, as far as I can see from the cards. Alright, so now it's time to look at the month of June. We have Mars, Force, of you might want to look at where your Mars is in your chart. If it's in the month of June, you could have like a Gemini Mars or something like that. Only speaking for the reading. I don't mean that that's how it works. Mars doesn't always travel in concert with the sun, obviously. So we have the Two of Swords coming out in the reverse. This could be about a choice that has been made for you. We have the Three of Cups here, and the Three of Cups can be about mastery over your emotional states, but it can also be about tight-knit friend groups. We have the Ten of Wands, which is oppression or some kind of burden that you are expected to bear. We have the Two of Swords. We also have the Two of Wands coming out. The Two of Wands being transference of potential energy into kinetic energy. The movement from planning to action. We have the Three of Cups coming out twice here. So that's a very strong energy for you in the month of June. And it could have to do with your friend groups. Some people read Three of Cups as a third-party situation, but that's not necessarily the case. And then here we have the Sun card in the reverse, which speaks to happier days ahead, most likely. Let's see what's going on in July. Cancer, it's your card coming out, I feel. So, could have to do with emotional energies, the phases of the moon, all of that kind of stuff. We have a Tower moment showing up for you in July. And interestingly enough, July is when a lot of sun sign Cancer birthdays will be occurring. So that's interesting that it would come out for July in your reading. We have the Seven of Swords in the reverse. It could be that a treachery was exposed, and that was what caused the Tower moment. We have the Princess of Wands coming out, somebody who is creative, a firebrand. I think I've mentioned before, the Princess of Wands is the lower vibrational form of the Queen of Wands. So somebody who is very brash, very daring, but not working from a particularly intellectual place, more like the id than the ego. We have the Seven of Swords coming out twice, and actually on this card, the Knight in the middle either has his eyes closed or he is actually blind and cannot see those people with their swords raised around him. Here we have the Empress coming out in the reverse. This could have to do with, because we have the Queen of Wands in the reverse up here, and the Empress in the upright, and here we have the Princess of Wands in the upright and the Empress in the reverse. It's possible that there are two women involved in this situation, and they don't have to be necessarily women, but I'm getting a very feminine energy for this reading in particular for you. So here with the Three of Cups in June, that could be, especially because the Two of Swords came out in the reverse, that could be kind of trying to figure out between these two potential partners if either one of them is right for you. And speaking of the Two of Swords, here it is coming out feelings, and it looks like the Princess of Swords might be winning out over the Empress at this time. Let's look at August. So, was it January? Yeah, January we had the North Node, which is life's purpose. And then here in August, we have the South Node, which is called life's debts. And these are, I think, considered the two tails of, or the head and the tail of the dragon. So it's possible that something from January, because remember we had some kind of transitional energies where you had a lot of happy completions to things, but there was something new. You got that Ace of Swords back here in January, so a lot of those things might be coming back up again in August. We have another one of your cards coming out, the Moon. It can be about trickery, it can be about hidden things, it can be about the arts. So there are options there, but we also have the Magician coming out about creativity and your creative power to manifest the life that you desire coming out. We have the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse, and in the Cosmic Tarot deck, the Eight of Pentacles is about something that you do for money that you're very satisfied doing, like career satisfaction kind of energy. We have the Emperor coming out now in the reverse. So maybe there is a lack of order, or a fall from grace is another thing that I'm kind of feeling in that. If you have Aries strongly in your chart, look at that as well. But remember, up here we had the Emperor in the month of March, and that was related to this energy of leaving a certain situation, and we had the Hierophant in reverse here, whereas the Hierophant was upright in January. So I feel like this is a continuation of this evolution of self that you'll be going through in 2021. And the Devil coming out in the reverse again, so that's very interesting that the Devil is coming out, especially with the Emperor in reverse, because that speaks to a lack of order coming into your life, and with the Moon, things becoming unclear. But we do have the Wheel of Fortune, and that is upright, and that is fortune turning to your favor. And I want to show you. Here, give me this. So, you can see the parallels on the imagery between the Eight of Pentacles card and the Wheel of Fortune card. I think that speaks to the possibility that there is a new career path coming in for you in the future, but not in the month of August. So we'll see. We'll have to see what things hold for you moving forward. But that's something that'll be kind of popping up on the horizon, even though there's kind of this chaotic energy going on for you in August. We have the 11th house coming out for September. So some of you might have Virgo or Libra in the 11th house. And it says friends on this card, but it can also be about how groups of people come together to complete projects. We have the Three of Wands. This is about something that you've been waiting for coming to you. We have the Temperance card in the reverse, which is I consider that a step up from the Devil card in the reverse. The Temperance card comes right before the Devil card in the path of the Fool, but it still is about a disordered lifestyle. And now we have the Princess of Swords. So back in February is when we saw the Queen of Swords coming out. So now we have the Princess of Swords coming out. So this could be the same person revisiting your life. It could be somebody that you're working with, is kind of the energy that I'm getting from that. We have the Chariot in the reverse. Could be a victory in the future. The Chariot is also another one of your cards, Cancer. Well, I call the Moon card a Cancer card, but really it's a Pisces card if you're looking at the Golden Dawn correspondences. And I'll probably put a link to the video that I did about that in this video and in the description. But the Chariot really is your card, and here it's showing up in the reverse. So it could be that you're taking a passive role in this success. Because I'm seeing, like the 11th house, a lot of people coming together to work on a project. We've got this Princess of Swords coming back into the picture. We've got the Three of Wands talking about something coming in for you. But then we have the Temperance card in the reverse, which speaks to things still being kind of chaotic for you. We have the Seven of Chalices, which is about, it can be about illusion, and it can be about having a bunch of options, but not all the options are good. And then finally for September, we have the Ace of Pentacles, and this could be speaking to a new career coming in. So we had this Eight of Pentacles, and now we've got the Ace of Pentacles, so probably you're getting closer to that future that you desire. And let's look at October. October, we have the Moon coming out. And Moon, of course, is native to your sign of Cancer. There's really strong Cancer energy throughout this reading. There's a lot of different people showing up for you, which is really interesting to me to see this many people coming out in a reading. We have the Sun coming out in the reverse again. So we had the Sun coming out in the reverse back here in June, and now again in October. To me, that says that you still haven't resolved whatever this issue is that's keeping you from your happiness, but possibly you're getting closer, and you might be revisiting these things. The Moon is about the soul. It can also be about emotional states. There's an ebb and flow that's very predictable to the Moon's relationship with the Earth. We have the Fool in the reverse. Don't take anything for granted. Don't go into things sight unseen. We have the King of Wands coming out as well. So we've had the Queen of Wands and the Princess of Wands coming into the picture. But here we have this King of Wands coming out, and this is a very potent and powerful creative energy. The power to manifest your creative ideas. The concretion aspects. We have the Hermit coming out too. So like I was saying before with the Hierophant coming out, now you're finally reaching this point of being able to really delve into your own inner space in the month of October. We have the Knight of Chalices coming out. This is probably you and your emotional states. The Knight of Cups is fire of water emotions to control them. And we have the High Priestess coming out in the reverse. This can be about secrets being exposed, or it can be about you having a lack of information that you will need. The High Priestess. The High Priestess is also tied to the moon, which is in turn tied to you. Here we are in November. We're almost done with your reading, Cancer. We have the air element coming out for November. So this could be about communication. And again, short distance travel, all of those same kind of traits. That's not to say that Mercury always equates to air, always equates to Gemini, always equates to the third house. But a lot of these concepts run as a common theme through all of them. We have strength coming out here. And so strength is Leo's card, and the King of Wands being right next to it here. In the month of October, I think there's going to be some kind of fire energy coming through for you that's going to be really potent, and it's going to help you reach some of these goals that you've been looking at throughout the year. Alright, so now we finally have, in November, this Ace of Pentacles in the upright. I think that's when you're finally going to get to the point where you're starting the project and it's moving forward. We have the Four of Pentacles coming out. This is a card about hedging your bets and making sure that you're properly invested for the future, so that you'll have the resources that you need to be successful. We have the Three of Swords coming out, and this can be about some kind of conflict, usually with a close partner of some kind, whether it's a business partner or a romantic partner. We have the Queen of Swords coming out again, and this time in the reverse. So, like I was saying about possibly a business conflict with a business partner, we've had this Queen of Swords and the Princess of Swords come out in the reading, and I feel like this is somebody with whom you've worked very closely over 2021, if not for a while before that. And here in November, even though things are really taking off for you, it's possible that you will end up having a falling out with this person. And the Six of Pentacles is coming out with that too. So it's possible that this person was offering you financial resources to get this business venture started, and that they may be pulling out of that. But the overarching energy for November is communication and air energy, which is very much in line with swords. So just keep the lines of communication open and as positive as possible with this person, because I see that you've actually had quite a lot of good time working together, where you've been very effective together. So it would be a shame to just throw that away. I mean, it might not be up to you, but always go into it with the best intentions for yourself and others. And I also don't see that necessarily breaking the deal, but I do think because we have the Four of Pentacles coming out with that you're just gonna have to invest more of your own resources and make sure that you are stockpiling them and saving for yourself. We have the Sun coming out here here for December. Some of you might have Sagittarius or Capricorn in your chart. Sun is about the self, it's about the spirit. It's about who you are intrinsically. We have the Prince of Pentacles in the reverse coming out. So again, how we've had like this Eight of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles and finally the Ace of Pentacles upright. I feel like this is showing you the continuation into 2022 of what this business venture is going to be. But Prince of Pentacles is an air of earth energy. Now, fire in this deck, it's a fire of earth energy, so it's an action-oriented energy. But it's in the reverse. So there's an action that you're going to be taking, but it's probably best to hold off in the month of December. We have the Star coming out in the reverse, and this is about reaching your goals and living up to your own expectations for yourself. And again, this is in the reverse, which is good. The Sun is kind of like a beginning point, and for it to be here in the 12th month of your reading is good because that shows you a window into what 2022 is going to be like. So you already have the Prince of Pentacles, the Star. You have the Four of Swords coming out in the reverse. Four of Swords, Four of Swords. And usually that means a period of rest, but it might be that in December you're very busy and you don't get a chance to rest. We have the Three of Pentacles coming out in the reverse as well. And usually when the Three of Pentacles is upright, it's about having done a job long enough that people respect your opinion, but you're not necessarily like a managerial level employee or like a career path employee. But here it's showing up in the reverse, and it seems like because of what happened in November with this Queen of Swords person, whoever that is, in your life, that perhaps your professional reputation has been somewhat tarnished by that. We have the Tower coming out. So a big change, another big change. We had the Tower here in July, and now we have another Tower coming out in December. So a lot of big changes for you in 2021. Are you surprised to hear that? You shouldn't be. And the last card for your reading is actually the Princess of Wands coming out again. So whoever this Wands person is in your life, they're popping back into the picture in the month of December. Thank you. Thank you, 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 thank you. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate all of the support. As soon as I reach 1,000 subscribers, I'm giving away 3 free readings. So if that hasn't happened yet, please do feel free to fill out the form and in the link in the description. I'm using a Google Doc form. That way you don't have to put your personal information in the comments section of the YouTube video. It can be kind of like the wild, wild west out there. I do try to vet my comments pretty harshly, actually, but in this case, I felt like it would be a good way to then also collect the information I would be already asking you, like natal stuff to put together your natal chart. So also, if you enjoyed the video, please like, share, subscribe, and if you have friends that you think would get something out of it, please feel free to pass pass it along to them. Thank you again. I know that 2020 has been kind of a rough year for a lot of us, but when things need to change, they will. And as much as it is tempting to write off 2020 as one of the craziest years of all time, it's important not to blind ourselves to the potential insanity that 2021 could bring. I really do deeply care about all of you, and I really do wish you the best. So please, enjoy the good vibes when you can, and I will see you again